Hey, what's going on, man? Charlie in the box. Check it out. Look what time it is. It's time for re-elections. Look at that. Re-elect. It's time for elections in November, right? And what you're going to see is a lot of politicians telling you what you want to hear. Because the shit that's going on in Washington, we ain't freaking agreeing with right now. And we're tired of this big shit, the big government, and control over its citizens of the United States. It seems like we keep speaking up more and more and more, but they don't listen to us. So they're gonna tell you a lot of stuff that you wanna hear, or they're gonna play tricks to try to get elected. Like that Charlie Crist. He couldn't make it as a freaking Republican, so he switched to being an independent, because you know what? He's against the grain and he's tired of the bullshit too, just like you. Just like you. So right now, Democrats are controlling Congress. So a lot of people are using that word conservative. You see that right there? Conservative. They're using that word for a damn reason. Because they want to tell you what you want to hear. Look at that. Less taxes right there. This guy's going to do less taxes for you guys, right? Hey, dude. You check their past record. What they voted on before. If they passed the stimulus, they're not doing what you want. If they pass that healthcare reform, they're not going to do what you want. They're going for big government. Plain and simple. No doubt about it. So stop listening to what they say and look what they do. Check their actions. Anybody that's been in Congress right now, you probably don't want them. There's only a few. There's only a few. So everybody else, dude, check your candidates. Find out what they're really doing and what they say. You say, because a lot of them, they need to be out. Poizner, you need to be out. Nunes, you need to be out. Pelosi, Reid, you all gotta go. So come with me, I'm gonna show you more things around town. And it's the same in your community. What affects you and your community affects me and my community. So we all need to come together and take back this country we call the United States of America. See, look at, this is one example. St. Anthony School. In order to go to this school, it's a private school, right? And your kids are gonna get a different education they do in a public. You're gonna get a better education in a private school than in a public school. For what reason? It's really funny, I want you to understand this. In a private school, depending on what caliber it is, there's some good ones. It only costs you as a taxpayer, if you want to put your kid in a private school, anywhere around $7,000. There's another school that we got here, it's a high school, and it's a Memorial High School. A lot of those kids, 90% of them go to colleges, Ivy League colleges, really good freaking colleges. A lot of the kids in sports, they excel, they go to the NBA, MLS, baseball, they do a lot, they really excel. And it's only gonna cost you like $7,000 to send your kid to school there for a year. But in a public school, it's gonna cost you anywhere, this is what your state and your federal government tell you. It costs them to educate your school, your kids, around, I think it's around $10,000 to $12,000, anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 more. It costs you as a taxpayer to send your kid to a failing school that lacks an education, that holds them back, and does not teach them the fundamentals of United States history. We got to teach them social studies. You know what I'm saying? We don't really teach them about sex ed. We just tell them what not to do and how to be careful. See, we need to get back what we think is ours. And that's your United States of America. It starts in your school. It starts in your city. You can't expect change through the state or in the Fed if you can't even control your own backyard. So stop saying that it's them in Washington. Stop saying that it's them over there in the state capitol. It starts at home with you. The only way this thing will ever get fixed, ever, is if you, as a citizen, start making the change. Is if you, as a citizen, start today to make a better day tomorrow. one right here really freaking pisses me off. This shit gets me mad. Water that God gave you. Water, man, water. Why? Profanity. Why in the fuck would your federal government, your state government take its water from the farmers that have been farming this land in California for centuries? Since we inhabited this state, we've been getting water. It snows, it rains. They built a dam to save the water to give to the farmers. Why would they cut off the water supply to our farmers in California? See, this type of shit is a man-made drought. For what reason? Maybe for manipulation? Well, you know what? We want to pass healthcare reform coming up. And maybe if we ration and cut off those senators over there in California, the water supply, maybe that we can use that as a bargaining tool to get their asses to vote for this healthcare reform. And a way to freaking have some chips on our side is start cutting off the water supply this year, because we know we're going to want to do this next year. So what do Obama do? He tells Mr. Costa, hey bro, check this out. It really ain't twisting your arm, but if you pay and you give me your vote, I'll give you a little bit more water for your farmers over there in California. So when it comes time for elections in November, hey, look what I did for you, man. I got you some more water. See how I'm taking care of you? You didn't see how those cards are played out in front of you? But see, you don't look at that. He got us some water. See what he did for us? Nah, dude, that shit was played. Those cards were set, dealt in front of you for a reason. You got that hand for a reason. Why are they doing this to us? Why are they doing it at a state and a federal level? Why? For what reason, man? Come on, man. The only way to fix it is us. We need to do this. There's more shit we need to fix. Let's go. Hey, I want to make a point. I want to just make a point. Check it out. Look at it. How come in society, in American society, they tell you, like at 18, you need established credit. And most times they tell you, get a credit card, right? Not telling you, well, you could establish credit the same way and not putting yourself in debt by getting a credit card is getting a cell phone. You buy a cell phone and you make the payments and your credit goes up. You know what I'm saying? So when you're young, don't teach your kids just to go, sure, you got to go establish credit, but tell them the right way to do it. But putting yourself in debt doesn't help you out. Just because someone wants to loan you money and you have to pay it back with interest isn't always the right way to establish credit. Did you know 90% of Russians do not hold credit cards? They pay in cash, huh? Smart. They're getting to the free market system over there. They're trying to look for capitalism to grow their country. And it seems like we want to shrink that in the United States. So make sure you establish credit the right way. All right, check it out, look at it. See, this is one thing that I'm talking about. Rebates. See, your federal government's giving you rebates for you to get appliances, refrigerators, washer and dryers. Where are they getting that money from? We're already running on a deficit, brother. So you can't complain about what's going on within our government when you're taking the handouts. You can't complain when you're trying to get over yourself, trying to manipulate the system to get a little bit of food stamps, trying to manipulate the system to do whatever you do because of the taxes that they keep implementing on ourselves. See, the only way to fix this is to get rid of the problem. So right here, if you could afford it, you buy it yourself. You don't ask for a rebate. You don't ask to get the handout. We need to fix the problem, not make it. Hey man, you know, honestly, dude, see that behind me? See that sign right there? I honestly can't believe that sign. The reason why I say that, this is America, dude. We're the richest nation in this freaking world. We give freaking food stamps to anybody and anybody who chooses not to work and not to support themselves. They get free food stamps. So I can't believe that that sign saying that 1 in 8 people in America suffer with hunger. It's a bunch of bullshit, dude. I don't give a shit who you are. If you're in this country, there's a way to get food. You tell me.